So this week was my AMRAP week, so 6 days training per week. There's a couple of things you have to consider when going for AMRAPs, because chances are what I do at the start of the week is going to affect lifts later in the week. One of the things, this was a very progressive block. Did see some massive increases and improvements. You'll see some of the AMRAP numbers come up across the screen in a title. So the movements I chose to AMRAP were the movements that I see to really show and gauge progression. You're not going to kind of see that much probably from an all-out leg extension like you are all-out squats, and I did favour my higher rep work over my lower reps, just because the higher rep work is stuff that I don't know exactly where it is, but because I ran a powerlifting block prior to this block, I've got a good idea where my 4 to 6 rep range is. It's just not being as dialed in to know where maybe my 8 and 10 rep range is. So obviously you've just seen some squats. I think it was 142 for 10. You're now looking at 115 for, I think, 15. That'll come across the screen if I'm wrong. And, the whole point of an AMRAP week is for me just to kind of see where I am, kind of see what I've got from that block. It also builds up a higher level of fatigue, and then just puts me in that overcompensation point before I will then deload the following week, and there I will remove a load of that fatigue and continue with a training block. So kind of what happens on my AMRAP will determine what I'm going to take into the next block. Pretty much there won't be any big changes into my next block, and I will talk you through that come the following week. There I am, absolutely gassed. 15 reps in the off season is pure cardio work. Just that session was actually really brutal. It came in actually on the 7th day because I had to shuffle my training around due to going out. Stiff leg deadlifts, this is something that I'm probably going to make a couple of adjustments to, just to nail the technique and really make sure I'm loading up on the glutes and hamstrings, because I can just brute my way through it and lift a lot more but not target the muscle as effectively, and I really want them to be targeting that point. One of my glute ham raisers. So now we're going to go through some stuff, and this wasn't AMRAPs. I didn't AMRAP my B sessions, so I AMRAPed my upper and lower A and C, but B's are just kept a standard progression. They're pretty high on the rep front, so I'm going there. If I was to AMRAP them as well, I knew I'd get nothing come the end of the week, and my B sessions aren't focused as highly on the barbell movements. It's more movements that I find help, but give me a level of control when it comes to fatigue. So it's a bit of a fatigue management kind of session. Here's Mr. I have no calves. I'm slowly growing some calves. They're almost looks like I've got some at full contraction. Still doesn't look like I've got any calves unless I do flex, but I notoriously didn't train calves for a long time, and probably for the time that I did train them, it was really bad, because everybody in the gym just does the whole stack over like an inch rather than actually getting a decent contraction and getting some work done on those calves. Okay, so we're not into the B sessions. There weren't much recording in the B sessions. This is upper body. Upper body, this block has gone through the roof, and I'll just put that down to having a high training frequency upon my lifts. So lifts are all 2 times per week with the barbell, and I think I got like 12 reps on this, and later in the week on my heavier bench I done really well at that. as well. One thing that, although being a very, very progressive block and kind of really smashing some previous PRs, which have been great, and it probably still appears that I am smashing some PRs on this lift, but it's my deadlift. My deadlift is something that it probably looks good to those watching, and it probably looks quite impressive. Somebody of my size pulling 220 for multiple reps, but my deadlift just really, really doesn't feel good. So I'm going to see how it feels on my deload, and I might make a couple of adjustments. It might turn into a rack pull, or I might just go just a bit lighter and just increase my sets to keep the volume up. So it would be a bit more like on how a power lifter would program some like speed or technique work. So I'd do considerably more sets, but probably pulling 2-3 reps with a weight that I can probably pull 5 or 6 with, just to really get that good feel. I'm getting the bar off the floor and I can pull the reps. They just don't feel good at the moment. So it's the one thing that is likely to take a bit of a change. Is the hack squat. This is going like some nice, nasty high reps. It's one thing that I've really found has a good carryover onto squat and deadlift, whilst kind of taking a load of fatigue off the lower body, off the lower back. Yet again, hip thrusts. These, obviously, they've got to a point where they were very heavy, so I'm probably going to start pushing more on the reps. I think I've pushed these reps up to 12, because just working that kind of lower rep end on this, I'm getting near the 180, 200 kilo mark, and it's just causing havoc on my hips. It's then making lifting uncomfortable because I'm just removing skin. Oh yay, one of my kind of new favourites, this one. A straight, just a back extension of the glute ham raise, or just a horizontal stiff leg deadlift. And this is probably one of the movements that has really made me think like, wow, I really don't feel my hamstrings and glutes in a stiff leg deadlift like I do here. Like, this movement is amazing. And it's probably why I'm going to alter my stiff leg deadlift. So it's literally my deadlifts that are probably going to take a slight change. Here's some nice heavy squats. 162.5, which is complete PR zone. Very happy with how these moved. Pretty sure there's probably even a bit more in the tank when looking at these videos. So this is something I was very, very happy to end the week on, because performing AMRAPs at the end of the week is always going to be more challenging, because there's a ton of fatigue that's been built up earlier in the week. You'll notice that I haven't really shown much isolation work, and it's just because I'll save that for deload, because you're not going to want to see my deload lifts with a barbell. It's going to be really boring. So here's my deadlift. So here's 222.5 kilos for 4. Yeah, they look good. They move fast, but they just don't feel good like within me, and I'm just not motivated at the moment to get onto that crazy load. So I think I'm going to step it back and then kind of progress on from there. So this is very much going to wrap up this week. Very good bench press here. Very happy with this. This was my AMRAP week. So next week is deload. If you've got any questions about this AMRAP week or how I've pieced it together, please feel free to comment, or if there's anything you want me to cover in future episodes, feel free to comment below. And if you are enjoying following my journey so far, admittedly only 2 episodes in, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, as this will be a weekly update to give you an idea of my journey and where I am. There you go, 115 for 6. Very happy. and just some seal rows to finish off. So thank you very much, everybody, and I will be checking in with you lot next week.